guys, welcome to the Big Vito brand and Spilling the Reality. I am one of your hosts, Noella Grasso, and I am here with another one of my very dear longtime personal friends. South Philly Neen is with us this week. Nene!
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm just laying here in bed, chilling.
Oh my God, I'm in bed too. Now everybody can fantasize about us being housewives together.
Giddy up.
Wouldn't be a first time, won't be the last. For everybody that is curious, we've been having some issues with Anchor FM. I think I'm getting it straightened out. I have a ticket on with them. Apparently our podcasts are appearing. Also, too, Devin is not with us this week. He had a minor accident. His fam, they are okay. Their car is not. So they are attempting to replace their car. So Neen was kind enough to come on and join us for a little weird news.
Really? Let's see how weird it is.
It gets pretty weird sometimes. But I want to have a discussion with you at the end of the podcast. I have two weird news stories, but I want to have a discussion with you about something, and you're the only person that I believe I can have this discussion with.
Oh, okay. The plot thickens.
Yes, people who act up in public.
Oh.
And I want to have this discussion with you because we know people that have acted up in public. So we absolutely have. Some of them, we may be married to, or I may be married to, but we've seen public. So, like march down to the local furniture store and threaten to punch the guy in the face. You remember?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I want to start off the show by saying we got new furniture. And the reason I want to say this is because you're going to know this new furniture. Because it took me today to figure out, we bought the exact same couches that we bought when we moved into Millview apartment that you ended up getting, except we got them in a different color, and I didn't realize it until today.
Oh my God, stop it.
I swear to God, we bought the literal same couches, except they're in the color camel and a color on the bottom, like they're two-tone instead of black. I said to Vito today, I looked at the furniture and I said, I know this furniture from somewhere. And he's like, yeah, we bought it. I'm like, no. I know this from somewhere, this furniture. Where do I know this furniture from? So we had this furniture before. And he's like, we've never had this. I'm like, yes, we did. Think about it being black. And he goes, oh. Realize it. We bought this furniture like a month ago. We've had it in the house. We've been looking at it. We didn't even realize we bought the exact same furniture we bought, like, what would you say, 7 years ago?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's hysterical.
We must have really liked that furniture because we bought it.
You bought it again.
It just matches. I guess it just matches.
Yeah.
Deal. But we bought like a chair that goes with it, and then there's a whole other. It's a long story, but yeah, I wanted to bring that up, that we bought the exact same furniture and didn't realize it because head injuries.
Because head injuries.
The only thing I could think of is that, like, we've both been hit in the head a great deal. Like, I had the stroke and Vito has his thing, and we bought the same furniture again and didn't realize it for like a month and a half.
Oh my God.
I'm saying, I know this furniture from some, like an idiot. I know this furniture from somewhere. Yeah, that's where I know it from. It's the same furniture we used to have. Do you still have that furniture?
We do not.
You don't have it anymore?
No.
It went the way of the outs.
Yeah, we got something a little more comfortable and convenient. It wasn't the most comfortable furniture.
You know what's good about this furniture, though? The reason that we got it this time is because I have the really bad back.
Yeah.
It's so firm.
Yeah.
You can sit on it and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But it's in our living room, and like I have my own office in the back of the house, like a big office, and that's where my furniture is. So I don't care what he says. I sit on my furniture in the back of the house. I'm working all the time, so I basically live in that office. I'm in there like 24/7. I'm always at 2:30 in the morning where I'm at office. Huge house. I have a huge house. I'm never anywhere but the office or the bathroom. That's it. So like eventually I'll venture out, but I've been very busy. So you're ready for a first news story of the day?
Yes.
Are you prepared?
I'm prepared.
All right. To explain to you a little bit, or anybody that may be new to the show, I give you a title that I have come up with. Usually they're pretty stupid, but I come up with a title and then I read you a news story and then we discuss the weirdness level of the news story.
Okay.
Devin and I usually trail off into a million other stories, so feel free. Because we usually get in a few stories, but we've told about 10 of our other stories in between. And when we have Nick on, he does impressions, but he had to go to bed.
Oh, Nick.
Or Nick. Hi, Nick. So I call this one Gas Pumps, Windshields, and Cans. Oh, my.
That sounds interesting.
It is. And it didn't happen in Florida, which is usually a change because most of our stories do on the show. Akron, Ohio is where this happened. A wild fight involving a trash can, windshield wipers, and a gas pump broke out at the Speedway gas station in Akron, Ohio. The chaotic altercation was captured by a witness on their cell phone, go figure, and shared with 19 News in Cleveland. The clerk at the station said someone at the store accused the woman of stealing a hot dog. The group allegedly went after the female customer, but a male customer stepped in to break things up. That's when things spiraled out of control and gasoline and other objects went flying. Quote, they were throwing trash cans and windshield wiper things, and one girl ripped the gas pump right off and tried to hit him with it, Cam Dancy said in 19 News. A clip also shows a man pursuing the woman down, but Dancy claims she was attempting to be the Good Samaritan and the woman was actually attacking him. According to News 19, it's unclear if anybody was arrested or if anybody ate said hot dog.
Oh, Jesus. Over a hot dog.
Over a hot dog. Now, there was a video that accompanied this. If people look online, if you Google Akron, Ohio, Speedway fight, it will come up. This woman literally ripped the gas pump off of the thing and is spraying gas on this guy and trying to beat him with the metal end part of the pump.
Oh, my God.
All because they said she stole a hot dog.
God.
I'll tell you something. If that bitch is throwing windshield wipers, a trash can, and trying to gas you down, let her eat the hot dog.
Yeah, right. How much is a hot dog? Like, why?
Like $1. Like,
right.
Have it. Like, if she is so poor that she's got to steal a hot dog, why don't you give her the $1 to buy the hot dog, bro? Like,
seriously.
Who is that cheap? Who is that cheap?
How about mind your damn business?
Yeah. How about I'm sick and tired of these assholes pulling out their cell phones all the time and
right.
people. Can we talk about this for a second?
We can talk about this for a second because it's annoying.
I'm going to give you a scenario of another very dear, close, personal friend of mine, as me and Gene Okerlund would say, that was in said job uniform coming home from work, but was not on the job site or anywhere in the job vicinity. Okay. This person goes to pump gas. This, by the way, this is not us. This is someone else. Okay. They go to pump gas and the person in front of them is in one of those big handicapped vans. And the handicapped van wouldn't move up, wouldn't move back, just sat there. Every pump was filled. They weren't pumping gas. They were just sitting there. And the person was in the driver's seat, they were just sitting there. So said uniformed person went up to the window, knocked on the window and said, can you please move up just a little bit so I can get to the pump behind you? Not the pump they were at.
Right.
The pump behind them they were blocking. The person began yelling and screaming and saying that they were going to contact the person's job, got out the camera and started taking pictures of them and their license plate. Now, the person thought, well, that's ridiculous. I asked him to move up. Like, and it was, you're a racist. You discriminate against the handicapped. And this person has a handicapped family member. So there would be no reason for them to discriminate against the handicapped. They had a handicap tag themselves. So blew it off, goes to work a week later, gets called into the manager's office and said, this person sent this video over and said that you wanted them to move, that you hated handicapped people and sent it to their job. And I said, well, you were in your uniform, so we have to address it. Literally, those people wanted money from the company because off-site and off-duty, this person was asked to move a little bit up. They took pictures of the person's license plate and said they handicapped people and they had a handicap plate. Like, come on. But Bob addressed it and had to basically ream the person out for it. They didn't get written up or fired. They had to say, don't leave in your uniform anymore because somebody can take out a cell phone and take a picture of you. Is this not a problem in our society? Like, am I the only one that thinks it's an issue?
It is an issue. It happened to me, not necessarily like anybody taking a picture, but like I posted something on Facebook that I thought was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And like a customer gave me their PIN number for their account. And I just said I had a customer and the customer's PIN number was such and such. And I thought it was funny because it was the typical measurements for a woman. Let me not get in trouble again.
Right. The typical measurements of a woman.
So I put this on Facebook and somebody saw it and said something to HR. And like, thank God my boss is cool and her boss is cool because they were like, what's wrong with this post? I don't understand. Like, it's not a security issue because she didn't give out a customer's name or anything related to the account.
You could have been making it up just to be funny.
Right. But here you go again is somebody I obviously was friends with, on Facebook that I worked with that went and tattletailed.
Nosing around. Yeah.
So a lot of people got unfriended that day.
Well, I don't blame you because I have been through, similar circumstances with stuff. You're not going to get this, but other people, you're going to get this. Other people won't get this. You're lucky you didn't get riced. You're lucky,
right?
That was going.
Yeah, I did get that though.
Yeah, I got
that at the beginning.
How many times did I get riced?
A lot.
Nothing. I got riced for not having enough time to take my honeymoon, and then got an email saying I had enough time to take my honeymoon, but they were still writing me up for taking my honeymoon. But I had enough time. They made this big deal about it and they miscalculated. I said, I have enough time. I saved up my time. And like, you don't have enough time. I'm like, I do. You need to calculate. I have enough time. Then we're going to have to give you a write-up, but we're going to let you take your honeymoon out of the kindness of our heart. By the end of the day, I had an email saying, oh, our bad. You had enough time. And that's after I already worked an extra day to like cover the time.
Right.
Sunday.
Right.
Like, oh, you have enough time. You have enough time. Is the write-up going to go away? Oh, no. We had to have a meeting. What? That's what I don't understand about workplaces. I mean, see, we haven't trailed into workplaces, but that happened. That's a true story. I think you may remember that. That's a true story.
I do remember that.
This is just out of hand. Out of hand. I know. People reporting and taking pictures and whatever.
Yeah.
On your personal time. Should be on your personal time unless you commit murder.
Right?
Seriously. Like there's people that like drug testing is a very, very big thing now. Everybody drug tests. But did you know, and this happened to somebody else I know, that you can fail a drug test for marijuana by taking ibuprofen. Ibuprofen at a prescription level can make you test positive for PCP or marijuana.
Oh, get out. I had no idea.
I didn't know that until it actually happened to somebody I know. And it's somebody that would never touch a drug ever. Never. But was on prescription ibuprofen. And when they retested without taking for 48 hours, without taking the medication, they tested clean, which was impossible. But it was because ibuprofen goes out of your system faster than the other does. So
that's crazy.
Oh, it's my sister. Thought it was Vito and this whole like Russo and the show thing. I can't with these people. They stress me out between Vince and Vito and Nick. And what else? The stress is killing me. Has your husband watched any of this episodes of the of Viceland where they do the documentary with Bruiser Brody and Randy Savage and the screw job and stuff?
No, we haven't seen any of them yet.
Oh, he's got to watch them. He's gonna love them. We did We did a talk about the Bruiser Brody one on Getting Color on Sunday. If you guys haven't watched it, it's available on Twitch right now. You can go back on Anchor FM and watch previous episodes of Getting Color. It's on there. But I watched the one today with the Bret Hart and the Montreal Screwjob, and I didn't know Russo was on it. He didn't tell us. He never said anything. And then here he just pops up out of nowhere. Like, they have the most of the episode going on, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, hey, I'm Vince Russo. It's like, what? I didn't know Vince did this. So he did. He popped on there and talked about it because everybody, like, people debate whose idea it was, and Vince was one of the bookers, and Cornette says it was his idea. And I don't believe Cornette for anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe Cornette if you paid me $1 million in a Wendy's cheeseburger. I still would not believe a word that man says. I swear to you. I just think that something's not connected in there. But they went through the whole thing. I didn't even realize he was on there. And I'm like, Vito, did you know Vince was going to be on the Spiceland thing? He's like, Vince who?
Vince who? Oh, my God.
I'm like, your best friend? Like, Vince who? Your best friend, Vince? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know. I'm like, okay. Let me get to the next story.
Okay.
This one I call, Dad, pass the hentai. Do you know what hentai is?
I have no idea.
Devin would laugh hysterically at that. It's Japanese anime porn.
Oh, okay.
The title is basically Dad, pass the porn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hentai because Devin would laugh. Devin, but you're here, so I have to, like,
Yeah, there are just some things that I am not in tune with.
Yeah, Dan would get it. Dan would laugh.
Yeah.
Dan would know. So here's the story. An Indiana man is suing his parents for a pretty ballsy act. I'm laughing before I even say it. Destroying his very valuable porn collection.
Oh, I read about this really quick.
Did you read about this?
I saw this. Yeah.
Let me tell our listeners, because this is important.
Go ahead.
This is important news we need to share with everybody, Neen.
Yeah.
So the man who has been identified as Charlie, not Charlie from the chocolate factory, but maybe chocolate or porn factory. Maybe he watches chocolate porn. Who knows? Anyway, he claims his porn stash had an estimated value of $28,000. Who has that much porn?
That's a lot of fucking porn.
That's a lot. And I believe some of it, he said, was irreplaceable because it included more than 400 VHS tapes.
Oh, geez.
1,600 DVDs, 160 plus CDs, 70 sex toys. This is according to Detroit Free Press, by the way.
Oh, my God.
That's a lot. Like, Charlie, you moved back in with your parents for a reason. Okay.
Oh, man. No, Charlie.
So Charlie is seeking from his parents, get this, $86,822.16, which includes the value of the missing items and the amount that it would cost to replace them. He didn't forget the 16 cents, though, Neen, because, butt plugs are expensive. I have no idea. So, some of the files worthy of inclusion included titles such as Frisky Business and Big Bad Grannies.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Charlie needs help.
Yeah, really.
Someone should give him money for therapy because Charlie has a problem.
Wow.
Okay, so things came to a head this week. Ahead. After Charlie filed the lawsuit against his parents, and according to court documents, he moved into his parents' home in Grand Haven, Michigan, October 2016, while he was going through a divorce. Wonder why you were getting a divorce, Charlie?
Right?
Because you spent $28,000 on porn. I just figured I'd tell him so he didn't have to go into any more therapy to figure it out. Although Charlie stayed with his parents about 10 months, he was asked to leave in August 2017 after what was termed a domestic situation. I'm doing the hand quotes for those of you on audio. A domestic situation. Lord knows what this nutcase did. A few months later, the parents traveled to Indiana to drop off their son's possessions, but they did not include his massive porn collection. This dude expected his mother to pack up his massive porn collection. That's ballsy, Charlie. That's Charlie ballsy right there.
Oh, God.
Here's another one to giggle about. That aroused Charlie to file a police report of trashed porn. He filed it with the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, but the prosecutor's office declined to file the charges against his parents. Because obviously it's not theft. He left it at their house. Porn. He didn't pick it up. That's abandonment of your possessions, as far as I know. So after a month of filing police reports, Charlie sends an email to his dad explaining the situation. He says, and I quote, "If you had a problem with my belongings, you should have stated that at the time, and I would have gone elsewhere. Instead, you chose to keep quiet and behave vindictively." His father vindictively chucked his porn.
Oh, my God. Stop.
Charlie, I can't. So according to the lawsuit, his father responded by saying he was doing his son a favor. Do me a favor, kid. There's real women out there. Put the pocket away and go find one. No, what he said is, believe it or not, one of the reasons why I'm destroying your porn, son, was for your own mental and emotional health, he said. I would have done the same if I had found a kilo of crack cocaine. Someday I hope you will understand. And that's the end of the story. Let's break it down for a second. Charlie gets a divorce. Obvious reasons. He's got almost $29,000 worth of porn. I mean, I don't know. His wife could have been an asshole, but I'm just assuming that Charlie has that much porn. His wife's probably not super happy around the house.
Right.
Moves into his parents. I don't know whether he paid rent for his porn or he paid, I don't know if he paid extra porno rent. No idea. But think about it. That's a lot of things to move into your parents' house. 400 tape cassettes. VHS cassettes aren't little.
Yeah.
They're like this big.
Yeah.
400 of them. Now, my parents tolerated me moving in 400 wrestling tapes into their house when I moved in, when I went through a divorce, but I left.
Right.
I took things with me. But apparently Charlie decided he was going to leave. I had sex toys. Can you imagine? Mom, I moved. Can you pack up my dildos and vibrators and ship them over to Indiana?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You just had me just think about what my mother would say.
I was going to say, what would Big Ange say?
Oh, my God.
Vibrators on up.
Oh, my God. She would probably say, what kind of asshole are you? What is this?
What the hell is wrong with you, Christy?
What the fuck is wrong with you? What kind of asshole are you?
I can hear her saying it in my head. Right? What kind of asshole are you? What the fuck is this, Christy? What kind of asshole are you? That's what she would say, just like that. She would fucking call you out in a second.
Oh my God.
Will you pack up these butt plugs and chaps? Dan likes to wear them around the house.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm going to say to you, yeah, honey, do you want these put in a Ziploc and then in a tote, or in bubble wrap? The guy had that porn in his parents' house. Obviously, they are against the porn because they threw it away. Why didn't he move it himself, Neen?
I don't know.
And this brings me to my next subject that I was tipped off by you. Target selling vibrators. You want to fill us in on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that just on Facebook, and I'm like, I have yet to go into a Target and see how true it really is.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm observant of certain things because I sit at a low level. I have to sit in a stupid dummy cart when I go around because I can't walk. So I sit in the cart, but that puts me at eye level at things most of you people don't see. They have weird things in these aisles because, I have to go around all that stuff. Like if I'm at a Walmart or something to get shampoo, you have to go in that section because it's right there. I have to go all the way around because I can't turn around, and I have to do aisle by aisle because I can't turn back around. So I have to go past that aisle. Not that I need it, but I have to go past it. They sell vibrators for your finger and stuff that at Walmart.
Oh, geez.
And most people don't know that. They're like, well, Walmart is the place where they used to censor music and stuff like that. Well, guess what? You can get your groove on at Walmart because they sell vibrators back there. I mean, it's not like I'm going to Spencer's and getting a 12-incher, but more than you would expect to find at the old Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
I had people saying when I posted that on Facebook, I had some of my friends saying like, well, what section would it be in? Like, where would you find it? Would you find it in toys? Would you find it at the pharmacy? Like, where would you find it?
You know what? I guess it depends what kind of vibrator it is. I mean, if it works like one of those like hedge trimmers where you have to pull the string, I'm going to say in lawn care.
Right.
So, I mean, if it's battery operated, it may be, with the electronics.
Right.
If it's one that's shaped like a bunny or a dolphin or a turtle or a bumblebee, could be in toys.
Yeah.
Products. Who knows?
I'm thinking probably pharmacy more than anything.
Yeah, you know
probably what? With like the condoms and shit.
Family planning section.
Yeah.
They should start calling that section family planning and fun.
Family planning and fun.
I'm going to coin that title. I'm going to trademark that family planning and fun section. Have a condom and a dildo. It's on me. Seriously, our show has gone so downhill. Together because Dad passed the porn. I mean, the guy's dad threw his porn away. Now he can go to Target and get vibrators. Honestly, in this day and age, that word, by the way, I just said was honestly, even though it came out completely fucked up.
I knew what you were saying.
I'm very tired. Honestly, in this day and age, Nene, why does anybody have porn like that laying around their house? That much porn.
I don't know. That's a good question.
We have cell phones. You could look up anything you want. Why do you need to have like a collection like it's the Encyclopedia fucking Britannica? Like you don't like we don't even have an encyclopedia. We have Wikipedia. You don't need that anymore. Like I can't even think you don't need CDs anymore. What would you have in your house that would be a collection like that? Like shot glasses from places that you've been? Like what do you even have a collection?
What do you need all that for, right?
Do you have a collection of anything? You know I do.
I have a collection of Barbies, but they're all put away.
That's right. You have. I forgot you have Barbies.
Dan's got a collection of wrestlers. So
yeah, I have wrestlers I gave to Nick because Vito made fun of me.
What'd you have to give to Nick?
My wrestlers, except the Randy Savage ones. Those are like the limit.
Right. But that's where you draw the line.
When I sold my house, a guy that came through and walked through my house said to me, I will buy your house if you include your Randy Savage figures. Don't tell Vito. I said no. He's like, I'll tell you buy your house full price, full asking if you throw in the wrestling figures. And I was like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. Bye.
I realized I sold my house for $20,000 over asking. And I got that keep my Randy Savage figure. If Vito knew that, he would have been like, throw him in, babe. No. Those were childhood. They weren't getting those. They were the rubber LJNs. They were not having those. Sorry. But I gave them to Nick, except the Randy Savage. I collect salt and pepper shakers. Everybody knows that. And Disney shit. The newest thing we do is we love, pineapples. I'm obsessed with fruit for some reason. I don't know why. I'm mental. Vito collects big things like TVs and cars.
Yeah. Well, you know.
His new thing is Versace. He collects Versace stuff. We just got 2 Versace rugs. And yeah, he loves Versace, so I just let him go. I produced the sign, so I'll just hang with it. But that's what we collect. But nobody I know has a huge porn collection because that's not cool. That's not cool. What are you gonna do? Bring people over and go, listen, you guys gotta check out my porn collection. Like everybody's gonna think you're a creep. You know, you go over and you're like, hey man, I got this really great bar outside. You gotta see my bar set. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Or I got this really great set of furniture in my living room. Man, guys, you gotta come over and watch my porn.
I don't know. My dirty crumb friends, they go right on Pornhub and they're like, you got to see this. And like, they make us all sit around a table and we're all like looking at this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God.
I do that too. You know, Dan and I do that. And Vito and I used to play. Remember that fucked up game Vito and I used to play, the gross out game where you'd find disgusting, horrible porn and show it until the other one tapped out?
Yeah.
That was like 7 years ago. We went through that phase. I should do that again.
And the guys always do it when like we're drunk.
Of course they do, because
the girls are drunk.
dudes are crumbs. That's
Oh my God, they're such dirtbags.
I love it. I love it. So nobody we know has the porn collection because we all know how to use Pornhub.
Right.
It's basically the bottom line of this whole deal. Because who does? Who does that? And then ask your mom to pack it up and bring it to Indiana from Ohio. That's
unbelievable.
Gotta be a crumb.
That's a real crumb bum.
Yeah, seriously. Charlie the Crumb. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie the Crumb. So let's get to the topic that I wanted to discuss here with you on this fine evening or morning for most people. So I've been watching these videos lately, and I talked to Devin a little bit about this before, but you're the person that I really feel like I need to tackle this issue with.
Okay.
If you go, I guess because we've both worked in customer service forever, and like we know people and the way they freak out on phones and things like that.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube, guys, and you type in people freak out in public, or like people freaking the fuck out in a restaurant or something like that. The other one is people that freak out in Ubers and Lyfts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a whole new world of people that you don't even know about. Like this is like to the level of ridiculousness.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example of something that we dealt with, and these people are actually dealing with this shit in public. Okay, so here's what it is. Do you remember the time and we worked at
mm-hmm.
and the guy Samet? Remember that?
Yeah.
That's not his real name, guys.
I wasn't there for it, but I remember hearing about it.
You came in after it happened. You came in after it happened.
Yeah.
But the guy literally, he called, he was angry about an issue that could have been fixable, but he didn't call about it for a long time, and he left it sit, and he got so mad. He said, I will speak to every single person that works in that company until I get the answer that I wanted to hear. And one by one, every single agent, including myself, got a phone call from this guy. One of the managers was like running around trying to like intercept the call. So people, and he was screaming and cursing, and nobody could really figure out how to fix his issue because he wouldn't stop screaming. So finally, one of the managers who we loved, he doesn't work there anymore. It's okay to say Andrew, got a and he was trying to calm the guy down, and the guy's name was Sam. And he kept saying, Sam, you got to come down. Sam. And finally, he mixed up Sam and damn it and said Samet, which even though this is, 5-6 years later? It's got to be almost 7 years ago. It still lives on that every time the anniversary comes around, it gets brought up on social media.
Yeah, it does.
How impactful this was. Now, bring that into a real life standing in front of you customer.
Right.
Now, these people have massive freakouts in restaurants, in bars, in stores, in Walmarts. And people immediately, the first thing they do is they pick up that cell phone and they start recording.
Right.
And that bothers me. Because some of these people, you can tell they've snapped. And like they need some type of mental help, because in this society, you have enough. Sometimes you need somebody to come over and be like, let's take a walk. Here, pop this peppermint in your mouth like your grandma used to do. And like take them on a walk. I've had to do this with people before.
Right.
So I'm thinking these people are nuts. And instead of somebody calming down the situation, everybody pulls out their cell phone. So I'm watching one of these videos. This is the first section of this I want to talk about. And it's in a Walmart. And a lady freaks out full on freaks out in the Walmart, right?
Right.
And it's being taped, and the guy's watching the lady freak out, and while he's panning, everybody all the way down the aisle and around has a cell phone out, and nobody is talking to this lady. They're just taping her. Which, don't you think that escalates the situation a little bit?
Yeah.
There's an episode. You ever watch Black Mirror? It's on Netflix. No. Oh, you're missing out. You'll love it. You got to watch Black Mirror. There is an episode of Black Mirror where a woman wakes up in a house all by herself and she doesn't know what happened. And when she goes outside, everybody's taping her with a cell phone.
Oh, geez.
And they're chasing her down, trying to kill her, but everybody is standing by, taping with a cell phone, and nobody is helping her. Nobody. And the whole premise is, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but the whole premise is people are just sitting there. They won't talk to her. They're videotaping her while she's being hunted.
Right.
So that's what I think of with today. Now, have you ever watched any of these videos at all?
I do sometimes.
Okay. So you've seen these videos. We both have discussed that we hate people pulling out the phone and taping other people. Hate that, hate that, hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go to the next level. So you're an Uber driver. Okay. I'm giving you the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Uber driver. All right. And you drive Uber and a person gets into your car and they act like a complete jackass, or they cancel the ride once they get in so that person doesn't get paid, which I didn't realize happened as much as it does. You'll get in and hope the person doesn't notice that they cancel the ride. So they get in and check in and sit in the seat, and then they cancel the ride so the person doesn't get paid as soon as they start moving.
Oh, geez.
So they pull over and go, get the fuck out of my car. You were trying to rob me. We're not going to do it. But there's people that get in drunk, they fight, they're belligerent. What would you do? Now, most of these Uber drivers now have been recording people from the dashboard for safety purposes.
Right.
You know, because they don't want to lose their job with the company. And if they get attacked, and I've seen some of these videos where a woman smacked her in the face because she canceled the ride and tried to hustle a free ride, and she hit him in the face when she got into the car and ran down the street.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if one of these crazed individuals got into your Uber and lost their shit?
I'm pulling over and you're getting the fuck out. Period.
Now, I have seen...
No question. You're getting out.
I have seen some of these escalate to ridiculous levels. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I watch them, I think of you. Why? Because I know that you're not taking any shit.
Right.
I'm thinking if Neen was driving Uber, and I've seen you on the side of the road with a flat tire in the snow, waiting hours for the tow truck. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen this. I've produced videos of this. I've seen this. Imagine if one of these people gets in your car and they start throwing a full-on temper tantrum and they won't get out. Will not. This one woman had, they have like almost like a DIY how to get rid of motherfuckers video on YouTube. It's that bad. How to get rid of motherfuckers video. So this woman's freaking out in the backseat of this lady's all white car, white seats, white car, white everything.
Oh my God.
She has feet up on the back of this lady's seat and won't take it down. Her dirty feet. And it's cold and the weather's snowing. And she's got like salt on her feet and she's rubbing it into the leather seat on the back. So she says, you're being disrespectful. You're going to have to get out of the car. Lady doesn't want to get out of the car, told her to fuck off. I paid for my ride. You will take me where I want. And she's like, you're as close as you're getting when you get disrespectful and you start damaging property. You got to go.
Right.
She couldn't get out of the car. So what the lady had to do was she puts all the windows down in the car, takes the key out of the ignition, locks the two front seats in the thing, takes the key with her, trying to prevent the lady from walking around and like trying to get in or bash the windshield or something from the inside. She wants her to get out in the back so she can jump in and get in.
Right.
So she puts all the windows down. It's snowing. It's freezing. She calls 911 to have the woman removed. This woman literally is sitting in the car like, bitch, get in and turn the heat on. She would not leave the car. Had to show up. She still would not leave the car. They had to basically say, well, you want the heat on. Now you're getting in our heated police car and we're going to take you. So what if you have one of these people that wouldn't leave your car? What do you think that you would freak the fuck out? Do you think you would put the windows down calmly and call the police, or would you just like kill a motherfucker?
I would freak the fuck out. Because first of all, it's my fucking car. I don't care who I'm driving for, whatever. It's my fucking car.
Right.
Now you cross the line when you start the freaking out shit. If you're not going to get the fuck out, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to pull you the fuck out.
I think if
somebody leave you on the side of the road.
right? If somebody takes it to the level where they're willing to damage your property.
Yeah, no.
I will cost you your job. Will you? Because you're damaging my property. Then they get out and they try to bang out that 1 star on the thing and drop your rating or whatever. There has got to be a better way, kids, than to put it out public and for people to tape it. There has got to be some better way. I'm getting text messages from Vito now saying that all of a sudden that our podcasts aren't there again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hope everybody's going to hear this because Anchor has really dropped the ball on us. I'm very, very angry. And if they just didn't offer me another huge sponsorship, I would pull everything. Everything I have. That's how mad I am right now. Ooh, my phone talked to me. It said you were saying. No, I'm telling you, there's got to be a better way. We've got to be better in society than just pulling out a camera and taping people or acting so disrespectful for people that are providing you a service. If you work someplace, take pride in your job and provide it right the first time instead of like a million times. And if you're a customer, show respect. You don't know somebody's situation. If somebody's working, they're working to feed themselves or feed their family or whatever. Don't make their life harder. Just be nice to everybody. Can you tell I've been ordering a bunch of things online and I've been having to deal with customer service for the past week? Can you tell why we're having a discussion right now?
Oh, yes.
Can you tell? Okay. I'm just curious as to if you wondered why we're having this conversation. Because, oh my God, I ordered a wine credenza. Okay. I ordered a wine credenza. And trust me, I just found out what a wine credenza was because I am not Vito. All right. I didn't even know what it was. So I ordered a wine credenza. It comes with 2 doors, one on either side. And the doors had hinges, except the one door didn't have any hinges. It didn't have any parts. It didn't have anything. And you needed this like specific hinge to go in. So I called them thinking, okay, if I call them up, I can just get the hinge. They can send me the hinge that it needs because I don't know what it needs. Like, I'm not Bob fucking Vila. I have no idea. Send me a hinge. So I get on the phone with them and we told them, like, V and I are both on the phone and we're awful because we tag team with customer service because neither of us can remember shit. So we hope that the other one will fill in the blanks. And they were like, well, we'll see what we can do to get that out to you, blah, blah, blah. Well, then they were like, well, the manufacturer says that the hinge is attached to the door. And we're like, you don't understand. We got the door with no hinge. They sent us a hingeless door. That's why we're contacting you. It has to be in the door. They probably sent us the wrong door in the package because they had other stuff that had similar doors that maybe didn't have a hinge attached. She goes, well, we're going to need the part number for the hinge. I was like, there is no part number. It's a door with a hinge. And they're like, well, can you pull out the manual? I was like, we put it together. Don't you have the manual? You were the company that put it together. So, well, we just sent you a copy of the manual attached to this email. Can you go through it and give us a part number? Or is it just the hinge that's missing? Number one, you just sent me 100-page manual to go through via email, which is not happening. Number two, I told you at the start of the conversation, it was just a hinge. Okay, just the hinge of the 2 hinges on the door. We go through this whole song and dance for a week. Over and over again. We talk to several different people because different people pick up the email or pick up the phone every time and we got to explain the story all over again. So finally I said, listen, I've had enough. It's been a week. So you either send me a refund because then they were like, oh, well, we'll discount you on your next purchase. I'm like, what is that going to matter? I still don't have a hinge to the door. I'm going to repurchase it. So then they go, can you package it back up and send it back to us? And then we'll send you another one and you can build it. I already built this one.
Get out of here.
How am I going to package it back up? Oh, and then they said, we'll send FedEx to your house on a date that we choose. And you have to be here to sign that they have picked it up. And then after they picked it up and we get the confirmation that you signed for it, we'll send you another one. And then it'll be 2 to 4 weeks before you get the other one. Then you could put that together and see if the hinge was included. This was their P.S. This thing took 4 hours to put together. Okay. This was not an easy one to get.
Christ.
So finally I said, either refund me or just send me the door. Just send me the door with the hinges in it. So finally they're like, well, we'll send you the door with the hinges in it. That is why people get frustrated with customer service. Right there. Who is going to pack up a wine credenza that they built that probably weighs 150 pounds?
God.
And then have to put it together again? I'm sorry. That should be customer service. And that's why we discussed this today. So, Neen, that's all I have for today. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug or add?
Not really. At South Philly Neen on everything. Just look for South Philly Neen, and there I am, doing nothing.
And Danny's stuff, DJB Productions.
Yes, DJB Productions. I'm so delirious right now myself that I can't remember anything.
I'm tired. I am so. I'll be glad when we are finally finished with everything. I still haven't packed my storage yet. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. So guys, check us out on twitch.tv/the Big Vito brand. Hopefully you can hear us on wherever you hear podcasts. Thank Anchor FM for the delay in all of our podcasting, because I just got a text that it's not showing up again. And I'm going to choke Vincent from Hacker. So just so everybody knows that's going to happen. Thank you, Anchor, for being our sponsor, by the way. Also, JS Rustics. JS Rustics is building us a fantastic bar right now. You can check them out at jsrustics.com. He is here in Florida. They do all kinds of amazing furniture, bars, tables, kitchen islands, those barn doors. The guys, he's a cool dude. We really like him. He's a nice guy, and he's making us a beautiful bar at a really great price. So guys, hit up jsrustics.com for all your wood needs. Except Charlie, the porn guy. He has whole other that we know.
Yeah.
On social media, I'm at RealiT Spiller. You can check us out at thebigvitobrand.com. Thank you for joining us very much, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been a production of the Big Vito brand. Check us out on twitch.tv/the Big Vito brand.